Next fight is going to feature online athletes versus Carry Inter. And looks like Carry Inter will actually feature 2 Thurgists and an SM. So they have just taken the concept from last year and gone a step further with it. And they're not even going to mess around with any other classes. They're just going to have 2 Air Thurgs, a Bard and a Healer and an SM. And they'll be fighting a full tank group. And this tank group has a very difficult task in front of them, and that's pushing in to the Carry Inter setup. If they make one mistake, it's curtains for them with all the pets, DPS, 2 third rank 5s. It could be a very, very difficult push.
Oh, definitely. I guess one thing you look at is, and we don't know, are they both air for sure? One could be earth for the PvT for a little bit of tank mitigation.
True, yeah.
And haste buff.
Yeah, and the hasty buff. But the BD in this setup, instead of one of the Thurgs who can also assist off that debuff, would it be better to have those pets already up and ready to go? Or is it better to have 2 Thurgs that have to actually cast the pets during the fight for them to be effective?
It's going to depend on the push, right? I think is.
Yeah, I think if they push right in, having 3 pets up is definitely going to pay off better. But also at the same time, you have Conk 5, you have Mach on a Thurgis. And I don't know. I think that you're right. I don't think having Double Thurg is the right choice.
The 2 rank 5s is interesting, and that gives them 1 offensive and 1 defensive, or 2 offensive, etc. So, like, online athletes has to be very careful with overcommitting as well, because one of those and they could be dead. So.
Yeah, true. I'm assuming 1 Thurgis is full air.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
I would hope. And Michael, were you saying it could be full Earth Thurg or PBT, and then you have the higher haste buff, which is huge. It's a lot.
I see an interesting hit coming out of the tanker team, trying to utilize the terrain of the area to get a solid hit on these guys.
Smart play.
Yeah, having a good hit as a tanker team is
crucial.
It is.
And it's suicidal folly to push right into this setup when they're set up like this.
Looks like they might be able to kill that first warp for free. Good thing for Carry Inter is they have 2 left, 2 warps in the bag, so they'll be fine there.
Still, smart leadership by online athletes to roll around there and bait out that warp.
Yeah, definitely good job by Mike Pence, who's presumably their leader, or maybe he's the second in charge.
I think he's second in
vice
charge.
president.
Yeah. Oh, nice mez. He's caught the Bard out, and that's gonna allow them to push. Nice mez. Very, very well played by online.
The Bard is gonna. They left him open. He got a demez. He's gonna root out 2 people. So that was kind of a misplay on online athletes' part, not covering that.
Saldrich was open for too long.
He's already vended on 1
had to
Thurgis.
purge, and he has a pet on him.
Yeah.
He purged with the pet on him. I think that's a huge mistake. But the SM just cleared it. So.
If we see the Bard for online athletes purged and ran forward, Sato, who then got rooted, instantly mezzed him.
That's a third rank 5 out.
There's one of their rank 5s already, and that will take care of 2. And this Haverkooch, the Zerker, is looking like he will drop.
He's dead.
He's
Haverkooch is down. Oh, Finitar, he's next. Oh, they put the mez on him. I think that was a mistake.
But the Savage is still in there on one of the Thurgists.
Yeah, Doomsy, he got a stun on him.
Oh, Alex H is taking a ton of
the
damage.
Reaver's in there now.
Well, you know what? This Savage just pulled 3 people on that one guy, so that's pretty good for them to recover. But he did get meds, but he purged it, and he's just going ham on Inter right now.
If you'll notice, the Zerker is still dead. He just got a res finally.
They just rezzed him.
He's pharmacy, and he's gonna try to get back in this fight, I think. Or no, he got meds.
Carry Inter's got some good CC down, and they're going to look to exploit
Inter is taking 0 damage from the Savage. I have no idea if it's like DI-10 or what's going on here, but he's had that Savage on him for a good 30 seconds.
He's in pet proc stance, and he hasn't switched out of it yet.
Oh, okay. Yep. I think that
Finitar
was a mistake.
will go
down. Tried to kill him.
Wow. They just don't have an answer for all the pets.
You know, that's a very tough setup. There's a ton of damage there, a ton of interrupts.
Yeah.
They're great players on that team as well, the Carry Inter team, so...
Zephyr, and I kind of feel like that's such a crucial ability that you need to use it at a higher impact time.
Yeah, instead of like when you're like trying to bounce back from 3v5.
Yeah, and although they've got the Thurgis low, Einspy Polyzai is taking a ton of damage, but he's just going to be healed up. They've done a very poor job of controlling the AUG healer. He has just been completely free to.
We see a mock out of enter the SM is going to kill the Zerker pretty.
The Zerker's going to be in trouble here.
He's just trying to end the fight here. I think that the light tanks on online athletes made a huge mistake going into Peprock. They tried to fight pressure early when they had pressure from other characters in the group, and they like I was saying, that Savage was on Inter for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And you said that he was in Peprock stance, and that was a huge mistake because he could have killed him, I'm pretty sure, or at least burned some abilities from the other team.
They had the Savage and Peprock and the Zerker trying to DPS, and it seems
should have
like
been the other way around.
Should have been the other way around, yeah.
I agree.
Well, it's a good fight by Team Inter.
Yeah, a nice long fight. I like him. Yep.
Yeah, online athletes held out pretty well. They had to deal with 2 third-rank 5s, which is, of course, not easy, and certainly a setup that, on paper, should be able to beat theirs fairly routinely. And I thought they did quite well with controlling it as best as they could anyway. And they had a great start to the fight. I thought they played it very smart from the beginning. So they get some. They'll have some good things to look at for their next fight.